In 1879, on the vast plains of southern Africa, two powerful forces were on a collision course. One was the British Empire, a global juggernaut with the most advanced army in the world. The other was the Zulu Kingdom, a proud and disciplined martial society, ready to defend its homeland at any cost. This clash of civilizations would become known as the Anglo-Zulu War, a conflict that would shock the world and forge legends in blood and bravery. The British, under Lord Chelmsford, had a plan. They would invade Zulu land with 3 columns of troops converging on the royal capital of Ulundi. They were confident, perhaps a little too confident. Armed with Martini Henry rifles and artillery, they believed their technological superiority was invincible. What they didn't fully appreciate was the sheer military genius of the Zulu army, the Impi. The Zulu Impi was a marvel of organization. Young men were conscripted into age-based regiments called Amabutho, instilling a lifelong sense of camaraderie and discipline. Their primary weapon was the Iklewa, a short stabbing spear, and a large cowhide shield for protection. But their greatest weapon was their tactics. The famous horns of the buffalo formation, or Impi Yolongothi, was a brilliant encirclement strategy. The chest of the buffalo would engage the enemy head-on, while the swift horns would race around the flanks to surround and annihilate them. On January 22, 1879, this tactic was put to the ultimate test at the Battle of Isandlwana. A large portion of the British Central Column had set up a sprawling, unfortified camp at the base of a distinctive, sphinx-like hill. Lord Chelmsford, acting on poor intelligence, took a large part of his force out to find the main Zulu army, leaving behind about 1,800 troops, a mix of British regulars and native allies, to guard the camp. They didn't have to wait long. Suddenly, from behind the hills, the main Zulu Impi of over 20,000 warriors appeared. It was said the sound of their shields striking the ground was like a coming thunderstorm. The British soldiers formed a firing line, their red coats a stark contrast against the grassy plain. For a while, their rifle fire was devastating, cutting down waves of Zulu warriors. But the Zulus were relentless. They absorbed the casualties and just kept coming. The sheer numbers and speed of the Zulu advance were overwhelming. The horns of the buffalo formation swung wide, cutting off any chance of retreat. The British firing line began to collapse as ammunition ran low and warriors breached their ranks. What followed was a brutal, desperate fight of bayonets and spears. The discipline of the British Army broke down into a chaotic struggle for survival. By the end of the day, the camp was overrun. Isandlwana was a crushing defeat for the British Empire, a victory for the Zulu Kingdom that sent shockwaves all the way back to London, but the story